Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, into another 2026 Senior Spotlight. I'm Joe Shirillo, and joined up me is a man of many nicknames: Sparky, Spoz, E-Spoz, Ethan, but we don't really call him by his first name, but for this case, we will. Ethan Spozarski, joined up here, one of our graduating seniors here in the Department of Communication. Welcome up for one of your final times on this desk.
Thanks. It's kind of weird not talking like sports. That's like very rare that I'm up here not talking about the news or sports. So this will be a new experience for me.
So the big question that we always start off with here with our spotlights is, why Waynesburg? What made you decide, hey, I'm going to join here when you were just a wee senior in high school and then coming in as a freshman?
Well, when I was a wee little lad, 4 years ago, for me, I was of the mindset I'm not going to apply to 13 different schools, knowing that half of them I probably won't get into. That was my mindset. Was I'm going to apply where I want to go, where I think I have a shot to get in. So I applied to two schools, Robert Morris University in Waynesburg, and I went to RMU first. Went to their Students' Day. We walked through, my mom and I, and we walked through everything, and I was in awe. It was so cool. Fancy new gym, new facilities, fancy technology that I've never seen before. And I was sold. We got in the car. I said, "Mom, I'm coming to Robert Morris." And she goes, "Let's go to Waynesburg." In the absolute mother wisdom, and she was like, "Let's look at Waynesburg. Let's see all our options." And being a juvenile, I was like, "Oh, fine, whatever." I come to Waynesburg with my dad, nonetheless. Lane for Terry comes in the room, and that kind of sealed the fate. I got in the car and I was like, yeah, I got to come here. So Laney was a driving force in that, and was like, you know what, we don't have the fanciest of tools and gadgets, so to say, compared to a lot of the other D1 schools, but what you get here, what we lack in maybe the upgraded technology, we make up for in experience and opportunities, and that's absolutely 100% the truth. So with that, I came here, and as well as I was also off, kind of side note, the dorms. RMU's dorms were the only thing I had to knock on, and Waynesburg's weren't as bad as RMU's, so that was part of it. But truthfully, no, it was just I wanted to be able to get a chance instead of having to wait to work with a lot of the cool new stuff over at RMU. I was eager to start as early as possible, because in high school I didn't get that chance until my senior year of high school to do the morning announcements. So for me, it was that, and that's why I chose Waynesburg.
And so you mentioned about opportunities and getting those chances to get into those roles, in which you were able to do so heavily into your sophomore year, and then it just continued to advance upon itself.
Yes.
For this senior year, you were the producer of PYC, played your case here on WCTV, and the sports editor 3 years running for the Yellow Jacket newspaper. And so apart from those and many other things that you were a part of, those leadership roles, how has that prepared you for your future?
Well, I think most importantly, like anyone should take serious advantage of loading up your plate as soon as possible. Be busy, because I know for me, being busy, you learn a lot more, not only about how to work with all the load of everything you're doing, but also about yourself. I came to college thinking I knew everything I needed to know about myself. I knew who I was, and I could not have been farther from the truth. I didn't know anything, really. And so I sat down and I got to really learn a lot how to balance, working. When you have two productions in a week, you have WCTV chief shows, you have radio shows, you have a Yellow Jacket meeting, on top of articles you have to produce almost daily, and in some cases 6 sports in one day. So learning how to balance everything is going to be huge, because in life there's not as much of a safety net as there is in college. If you mess up, this is the place where you can mess up and you learn, because when you get to life, that's not always going to be the case. So I thought if I overloaded my plate now and learned how to balance it with more than I could handle now, when it came to real life, I think I'd be able to handle it just a little bit easier and get half a step forward, even though I know I'm still going to make mistakes. I'm still going to learn and grow. For me, I just wanted to make sure I was ahead of the game as soon as possible. But also to it, if I'm coming here to learn, in my degrees in sports media, I'm going to do everything I can to learn everything under that umbrella. I want to give myself the best chance to get a great job, and continue down the road. And now sports announcing is my first love. It will always be. That's where I want to do with my life. That's the goal. That doesn't change or waver or settle for anything. But at the same time, now if I got to start as a cameraman or coiling cables or making graphics or taking photos, I now get my foot in the door because I took the time to do that and learn that in college. And it hopefully gives me a little bit of an edge over the competition, but also makes me happier knowing I'm doing what I love.
Yeah. So over those 4 years that you've had here, you've met a lot of people. You've been able to work with a lot of people. Who has been the most influential person in your collegiate career? Can be anybody. Could be your parents, could be a professor, could be fellow students, anything of the sorts.
Well, I feel like half that answer has to be your parents. I think if I didn't name them, I think I'd be doing myself a disservice, maybe even not get fed at home. But I genuinely mean that. Half of that answer is absolutely my parents, both of them. There's no doubt about it. There's never a moment where they don't stop teaching you something or you reminisce on something and they continue to help you, because each stage of your life, even though when you move out at 18, that doesn't mean that life is over. It continues to go on. So that's them. The hard part for me is, and this is such a cliche way of saying it, I don't have one specific person in my head, because I feel like a bunch of people helped in specific aspects for me. Like for Doug Wilson, he taught me, adjunct professor, whatever you want to call him, Wilson. I think for me, he taught me how to take a breath, calm down, you're okay, everything's going to work out and line itself up. Professor Schiffbauer taught me the seriousness of journalism and executing, and I started that in high school with absolutely fantastic teacher, Mr. Harrison. But Professor Schiffbauer was able to teach me, here's the seriousness, the etiquette of how taking business seriously and making sure you're authentic in your work. And Lanny, obviously, I think without saying, as a sports announcing major at Waynesburg, he had great impact on me, and the seriousness of being prepared in everything you do in all facets of life. I think preparation has become so beyond important for me, and I absolutely love it. It's a lot of fun just to sit down and stare at a computer and just work through all this stuff and prepare for a game. I find it soothing. Professor Krause has taught me the seriousness of also being professional and how to be a leader as well. Like, here's what you got to do. Here's what people are going to expect of you. So go out and do it. So everyone's contributed in a different way. And student-wise, people have taught me a lot of patience, teamwork, ability to work with others, how to be a better leader, how to maybe be a better follower at times when I'm not the leader. So I think everyone's contributed in different ways, starting from the senior class of 2023 all the way till my peers now in the class of 2026 of my time here at Waynesburg. Everyone's contributed to some small facet, and I owe it to a lot of different people, and those people know who they are, who I'm specifically talking about. And that goes for us up on the desk. I mean, we've spent, you and I, a good bit of time together, whether you liked it or not. Too bad, so sad. But I've learned a lot from a lot of my peers and my professors.
Is there any advice that you would give to any current students, maybe some future students that you might not be able to see? What would that advice be?
This is the one I've actually been thinking about probably the most, weirdly enough. Incoming freshmen, alert, you don't know everything, and that is completely okay. You think you're going to know a lot, but at the same time, be humble and be willing to learn, and know that you can still make a great impact as a freshman, but know that you're still learning. That's just because you don't know everything, that doesn't mean you're not going to be successful. But on the other hand, don't overdo it. Don't come out and try to put people behind you or underneath you, because that's not how it needs to start out. Also, please, for the Lord of God, please be involved. And that is so important. I think that's so crucial that not a lot of students at times take advantage of. Do extra. Do what more than just the minimum of what's required. Because in life, if you do the bare minimum, like Professor Schiffbauer says, you're going to get a C-. And I don't know about you, but I'm never okay with settling for a C-. You always go for your best. And if you fall and mess up, that's okay too. But I think for me, don't settle. Bust your butt, work really, really hard, get involved as much as possible, because then you learn more and it helps you in the future, like I talked about before. And also be humble. I think those are the biggest three things that people can learn about. I've seen it with some of the freshmen throughout the last 3 years. I learned it with myself. I mean, I just full-heartedly admitted at the beginning I didn't know anything, and I thought I did. But take the time to learn.
So what is next for Ethan Spozarski? In about a week and a half, graduation will conclude.
Oh, good Lord.
And you will no longer be a Waynesburg University student. You'll be a Waynesburg alum.
Oh, goodness.
So what is next for Ethan Spozarski?
Well, first part, I hope I don't trip and fall at graduation. That's my biggest worry. And on a serious note, like a lot of my peers, right now I have a lot of freelancing and part-time jobs lined up to start out of college. I'm working with JRM Media, a media company. They cover a lot of the PAC D3 football games of the week, a lot of high school football games as well. They cover a lot of things for Sportsnet Pittsburgh and KK Plus as well. So I'm going to be hopping on that team. I've gotten a lot of work with them for beginning of senior year of high school to now. So I'm going to be a part-time freelancing employee with them. I'm going to be working on my Spozarski media page as well with photography and graphics, kind of as something on the side to continue to have more fun with, because that's something I've always found more of as a hobby and I always enjoy doing. But otherwise, I've applied to a postgraduate internship with the Steelers. I've applied to Sports at Pittsburgh. I've applied to a lot. I'm starting local just because there's that unfortunate part of, as you get out of school, you got some money to pay back. So I'm going to work on doing that first, and then I wholeheartedly plan on moving out somewhere, whether it's out of the state or away from Pittsburgh, and growing and allowing myself to really kick off my life and my journey. So that's the plan for right now, but as I'm open to anything. There's nothing, I'm not tied down to anything specific right now.
Well, for everything that you have done for WCTV, for Woosen, the Yellow Jacket newspaper, WCYJ, the Department of Communication, we thank you. And not only do we thank you, I thank you for everything that you've done for us, for everything you've done for me. I would not be the same person if I did not meet you freshman year. And unfortunate was roommates for 2 years with them. But thank you for everything that you have done. It does not go unnoticed. Please know that. And that we are wishing you the best of luck in your incredible future ahead.
Thank you.
That's going to do it all for this 2026 Senior Spotlight. We thank you all for tuning in here, and stay tuned on WCTV for the next Senior Spotlight.
This has been a production of Waynesburg Community Television.